Well, thank you for joining us on the global webinar. Today we will be covering the beautiful country island of Sri Lanka. It's also known as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean. Sri Lanka is known for its beautiful beaches that encircle the entire island. It's also known for its water sports, diving and surfing. It's known for its Buddhist temples, wildlife, shopping, also the Ayurveda treatments, and beautiful heritage sites. It's our pleasure to introduce the entire team of Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty. First, Akash Puri, Director of International for both India and Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty. Tyrone Ribera, Vice President, Business Development, Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty, and Sabah Ali, Director of Strategy and Partnerships. Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty opened its offices in 2018 in Colombo. And since then, they've been focusing on new developments. They have a beautiful new development called SAPPHIRE Residence in Colombo. It's a luxury tower project with world-class amenities and doormen, several pools and sun deck. They also have beautiful villa listings and have some island listings as well. The key feeder markets for Sri Lanka are Indian buyers, but also people from the US, from UK, Dubai, Russia, and Germany. So we look forward to hear about the Sri Lanka real estate market. And Akash, I believe it's your turn.
Thank you, Natalie. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for your time today. Thank you, Tammy, Natalie, and Andrew, for giving us the opportunity to present today. April 1st is also the beginning of our financial year, so it's an apt start for us. I'm delighted to have with me from Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty, my colleague Tyrone, who's stationed at Colombo, and Sabah from New Delhi. Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty was set up in 2018 and is a part of India Sotheby's International Realty, which has a strong presence in the Indian subcontinent. During the next 45 minutes, we hope to share with you the beauty and lifestyle of this island country, showcase some fascinating real estate, and highlight the important economic drivers that make investing in Sri Lankan real estate a prudent investment decision. So as you can see from the map in the red dot there, the proximity to the Indian subcontinent has facilitated close cultural interaction between Sri Lanka and India from ancient times. At crossroads of maritime routes, at the Indian Ocean, Sri Lanka has always been exposed to cultural influences from the Asian civilizations. Much of the beauty of it has already been spoken to about Sri Lanka by Natalie. The ancient Greek geographers called it Taprobane, the Arabs have called it Serendip, and the late European mapmakers call it Ceylon, a name that is occasionally still used for trade purposes. To put the size of this country in perspective, it's 1.5 times the size of Denmark, or slightly larger than the US state of West Virginia. Apart from being a large tea producer, Sri Lanka is also famous for its cinnamon, which is an indispensable ingredient for fabulous food. Its geographical location and deep harbors make it a great strategic importance from the time of the ancient Silk Route through the World War II. As you can see, this has also been a part of the Asian One Belt, One Road initiative, and there is a new port city that is expected to attract about $15 billion of investment into Sri Lanka. There's strong air connectivity. It is one of the top destinations for global tourism, and it is really emerging as a trading hub. With a stable political outlook and good governance, Sri Lanka is emerging to compete with Dubai and Singapore. Next slide, please. So a bit about us. This is our team, Tyrone and Pranesh, based in Sri Lanka. The head office of Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty is in Colombo, which is the most prominent city in the legislative capital of the country. It is also the financial center of this island country and a great tourism destination. Our portfolio consists of villas, condos, branded residences, hotels, with values of over $450 million. And the first Keystone APAC region project that we onboarded has a gross market value of about $400 million, Sapphire Residences, which we will cover in greater detail during the presentation. Next slide, please. A bit about the tourism. This island country is resplendent with gorgeous beaches, pristine coastline, lots of sunshine, Ayurveda, tea plantations, and ancient cities. Sri Lanka has 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, which must be visited as well as with the numerous national parks when you come to visit us. A must try is the scenic train ride past the tree plantations and hills, or a visit to one of the many casinos. The country's civil war ended in 2009, bringing peace and stability, and there has been a revival of tourism. As you can see, Sri Lanka has got many leading awards from Lonely Planet, from CNN Travel, and has strongly emerged as the top destination to travel in 2020, well, prior to the pandemic and otherwise. It is the third largest tourism is the third largest export earner for Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka's it has a large coastline of about 1,340 kilometers. Next slide, please. A bit about the economy. The Colombo Port City has a reclamation project which started in 2014, and it has doubled the size of Sri Lanka's current financial district. This 269-hectare project with environmentally friendly public spaces and infrastructure facilities will create finance, business, and tourism sector jobs in the future. This development, which is expected to be completed in 2014, comprises 5 precincts: the financial district, the Central Park Living, Island Living, the Marina and International Island, offering office, healthcare, education, retail, and entertainment facilities, as well as hotels and restaurants. As you can see, it has a 5% GDP growth rate pre-pandemic. There is an inflow of 1.5 billion annual FDI of dollars coming into the country. It has a great conversion rate to the US dollar at 192. So a dollar can buy a lot in Sri Lanka. And as a result of all of this, Sri Lanka's housing market is strengthening, with the house price is rising to about 15.5% during 2020, a sharp improvement from the previous year's rise of 2.5%. Next slide, please. So the real estate demand drivers in Colombo. This map highlights the top 4 destinations. And you must have heard of them while you would have thought of traveling to Sri Lanka, of those who have visited. To put things into perspective, at about $500 per square foot, we can offer you one of the world's best developments in Sri Lanka, known as SAPPHIRE Residences. Have you moved away from the presentation?
I think they're trying to just fix the visual, which is not very clear.
Yeah, are we back? Yeah. So this basically talks about the Colombo's increasing importance as the island and urban lifestyle. And the population is expected to double by 2020. It has a great urbanization rate, substantial growth in tourism. And as I was saying, at about $500 per square foot, we can offer you one of the world's best developments in Sri Lanka, called SAPPHIRE Residences, which will be covered a little later during the presentation. Compared to UK and Singapore, the stamp duty is one of the lowest in the world for expats at 4%. And the annual real estate report by Research Intelligence Unit shows that the industry has performed with tenacity and resilience during the year. The report actually concluded that within the next 2 to 3 years, Sri Lanka would face an undersupply of apartments and other real estate assets due to the combination of variables that would essentially navigate it to establishing itself as a strong seller's market. Next slide, please. This basically follows through from what I said earlier. As you can make out, despite the pandemic, there has been a greater absorption rate of real estate in 2020 as opposed to 2019. And foreign investment in Sri Lanka's real estate market is set to rise with the implementation of further global health and safety measures, returning of more positive norms. With the continuation of the port city and approval of development, Sri Lanka is set to become a true global leader, a business hub, making use of its strategic locations, developments and infrastructure, and local attractions a haven for foreign investors and travelers. Needless to say, the property values in Sri Lanka are improving day by day. There's another very interesting point in this slide. Due to the low interest rates on the fixed deposits, a lot of the money is being funneled into the real estate market, which will eventually increase the prices. Next slide, please. Thought we'll cover some of the top feeder markets, which are the US, UK, Dubai, Singapore, Australia. As you can see, there's a huge amount of diaspora. You never know, just in your vicinity, you may be rubbing shoulders with one of the prominent Sri Lankans. Sri Lankans are known to be in the fields of technology, in finance, as doctors and nurses. These are some of the associations overseas that we could give you an idea of, such as the ones in the UK, which is Friends of Medical and Dental Association, the ones of lawyers in the UK. You've got a lawyers association in California, in Ottawa, in Norway, and in Australia. And we're very happy to work with each of you to do joint marketing campaigns to strengthen our cross referral. We'd be very happy to share referrals to you and get something back for Colombo. We could also come up with newsletters which feature your cities into our Sri Lankan newsletters, and also design individual newsletters for you. Do a feature in our newsletter as per your requirement for your destination and highlight your properties, and try to make sure that we increase the cross referral process. Next slide, please. These are some of the notable Sri Lankans in the diaspora. Most of them are based in the US. They're much in the news, and I'm sure most of you would have heard of these names. If you could go to the next slide, please. I'd like to pause now to showcase the most iconic development with the best postcode in Sri Lanka, facing the Indian Ocean on one side and the Bira Lake on the other. Sapphire Residences is an architectural marvel that has redefined. I think the screen has got lost again. Is that so? So Sapphire Residences, as I was saying, is an architectural marvel that has redefined the Sri Lankan skyline and sits majestically in the center of Golf Face Road. It is an exquisite collection of 132 luxury apartments and penthouses, boasting endless panoramic views. Really known as Homes in the Sky, I'd request my colleague Tiron to please start the video to describe the development in greater detail. Thank you.
Sri Lanka is a land of incredible natural beauty and diversity. Its capital, Colombo, is a vibrant, cosmopolitan metropolis. Ideally located between the Indian Ocean and Bira Lake and overlooking the Gulf Face oceanfront are Colombo's #1 luxury homes, the Sapphire Residences. 132 exceptional living spaces across 50 floors.
The Sapphire Residences stands apart from all other luxury developments in the region, not least as it includes South Asia's first ever sky bridge of its kind.
And don't forget that the distinctive interiors are by you, inspired by Stark, the global residential design powerhouse founded by the legendary designer Philippe Stark and John Hitchcock, based in Paris and London.
The interior living spaces average an impressive 5,500 square feet with a 4-meter high ceiling and floor-to-ceiling windows to enhance the spectacular views.
Here we are in the main reception room. It's a beautifully designed space.
Intimate enough for a family gathering, yet ideal for entertaining a larger group of guests.
The entertainment room is the perfect place to unwind and relax, by yourself or with your family.
The sleek and modern kitchens come fully fitted with a gas burner, oven, refrigerator, dishwasher and other utilities, also fitted with imported countertops and anti-slip porcelain tiles and all top global brands. Now this show home is a 4-bedroom sky mansion, but the Sapphire Residences offers a range of spacious apartments from 2 to 5 bedrooms. The bedrooms, which are fully fitted ensuite bathrooms and wardrobes with spacious private balconies, have been designed in a manner to maximize natural light.
The master bedrooms have amazing walk-in closets, and these spaces are ideal for all your accessories, clothes, and of course shoes.
The ensuite master bathroom is huge, and just look at the quality of the marble and the fittings. Now this is palatial living.
There's a comfortable private study that can double as an executive office space with super fast Wi-Fi as standard. This is a kid's bedroom, perfect size for kids and all their toys.
And for teenagers with their computers and game stations. And here are the 2 other bedrooms, again fitted with luxury global brands. And there's a powder room for guests, conveniently situated near the entrance. There's also secure elevator access directly down to the reception lobby and private underground parking floors.
Your peace of mind is assured through the security design expertise of Control Risks, one of the world's most respected security specialists.
All ITC's luxury hotels are LEED Platinum certified, making it the largest green luxury hotel chain in the world. And now for my favorite part. The Residences comes with over 40,000 square feet of private leisure facilities.
Exclusively for residents, the health and wellness facilities are truly world-class. You'll never get bored here. There's so much on offer.
Now, if 5,500 square feet isn't enough for your living, the Sapphire Residences offers 4 exquisite penthouses and 2 regal master penthouses that are almost 4 times this size. As you can see, the Sapphire Residences and this prestigious development at large is truly set to become a national icon. It is a sign that Sri Lanka is rising, and it's ready to make its mark on the global stage.
You'll never want to leave, whether it's me time or family time. It's all here for you to enjoy. It's anything and everything here at the Sapphire Residences. Well, Dilshan, owning a home in such an iconic building with an amazing lifestyle to match.
That's what the splendor of gracious living is all about.
Thank you, everyone. To recap the whole, all the discussions, I will just I'll explain in brief. The Sapphire Residence is located at the prime seafront property at the heart of Colombo, between the ocean on one side and the Beira Lake on the other side. The 1.2 million square feet landmark development is an iconic building structure and noted to be the tallest structure on the shorelines in the Paradise Island. The 2 tall towers connected into the sky bridge is a unique feature in Colombo city. Today, many people choose to live in apartment buildings high above cities. New age residential and mixed-use towers have become virtual villas. There is no where you can find a development such as Sapphire Residences. It's simply exclusive collections of 132 exclusive apartment units in a 50-story building with 4 penthouses and 2 master penthouses. And as we earlier saw in this particular video, and the average size of the unit about 5,000 square feet in size, with extraordinary ceiling heights and large balconies overlooking toward the oceans and the cities as well. And also there are plenty of amenities and available in this facility. And adjoining, we have a 5-star hotel as ITC. It's one of the new hotels emerging to the country, and we expect that to completely change the hospitality industry in Sri Lanka, also give more value to the Sapphire residence owners as well. So we need a world-class team to complete this kind of project. A group of inspiring, passionate, and dedicated professionals came together to put up this development. A remarkable team comprised some of the most celebrated global talents, each renowned for delivering supreme quality. Revolutionary designs and cutting edge involved in this development was assembled to create something truly extraordinary. And finally, it will be delivered as a sapphire, a jewel in the country. First of kind in South Asia, the Sky Bridge. Connected in two towers is an exclusive sky bridge, which there will be pilgrimage access to the residents. Sky bridge suspends 100 meters from the ground level and connect to the two buildings towers on the 19th and the 21st floors with 55 meters in length, and in between two floors there will be a sky lounge and a jazz bar. On top of it there will be two 50-meter infinity pools on the sky bridge, which resembles the Petronas Towers in Malaysia and the Marina Sand Bay in Singapore. We have a magnificent documentary done on the Sky Bridge, and we like to share it whenever we get it. It's an extraordinary engineering marvel in Sri Lanka as well. The true luxury of space. Philip Stark is renowned on interior designs and also for the most versatile in the modern era. He has created iconic interior designs for many glamorous residential and apartments around the globe. And four of his celebrity interior designs options are combined in Sapphire Residence Apartments interiors designs for customers to choose. And they are minimal, smooth, white, and tranquil, nature, harmonious and free, classic, timeless appeal, culture, and revolutionary. And on the bottom side, you will see the size of the apartment, what is available. And below, you will see the ceiling heights in this apartment. As you may see, the master penthouse is around about 19,000 square feet in height, considered to be the tallest, the biggest and the largest penthouse in South Asia. And the smallest is 9,300. And there's 5-bedroom is 6,300 square feet in size. It's kind of a massive unit. We have the 4 bedrooms about 5,500 square feet. The 3-bedroom is 3,700 square feet. But the most unique thing, the 2-bedroom is about 2,800 square feet, or we can say around about 210 square meters in size, which is comparatively a 4-bedroom size in Sri Lanka in most of the developments. The height of the ceilings are around about 6 meters for a master penthouse. And the penthouse consists about 5 meters, and the normal apartment is about 4 meters, which is extraordinary, as I explained. So the leisure and the amenities is very important. At the as a residence at the Sapphire Residences, the owners will enjoy over 40,000 square feet of world-class leisure amenities spread over 2 floors of this 50-story residential tower. It will consist with social area, including a state-of-the-art clubhouse, including a bar, library, private dining, and many other itineraries, active area, gym, multipurpose court, yoga pavilion, a spa, and a sun deck, and a swimming pool, and a banquet hall, and so many are to explain. So ideal location next to major global business hub. I think Akash explained it in sound way, but I also come into the same thing. Port City is a city in the city. Design a distinct brand, high quality public space and infrastructure facility, attractive to local and international developers, investors. It is world-class city of South Asia and most dynamic economic center. And in recent past, we have seen so many major investors have come to Sri Lanka and visited the port city and shown key interest on their investments. And also a couple of people, maybe four or five people of these major investments or the billionaires also have visited Sapphire residencies, and they were excited to see the large apartments which is in this development, which is a unique thing for our development as well. The project has expanded to 269 acres of reclamation land from the sea. The port city, as we earlier explained, it will be divided into 5 distinct areas: financial district, marine district, central park living district, island living district, international island district. Is expected to generate 83,000 local jobs and attract 15 billion international investment, and it will enhance the real estate commercial value in Colombo and in Sri Lanka in future.
The most important part, I'm going to jump in here. So there's a 50% referral free for anyone who sells Sapphire residences. So we really encourage you to give us a lot of references for it. And of course, even for domestic sales, we give a buyer referral fee of 50% and a seller referral of 35%. So we look forward to collaborating with all of you. I'll now request Sabha to just jump in and speak about some of the lifestyle benefits of Sri Lanka, and also showcase some of the resale opportunities that we have in the island country. Over to you, Sabha. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I see the next slide? So hi, everyone. What you see in front of you is a variety of residences across Sri Lanka. It's a jewel of an island in the Indian Ocean with a very varied tropical ecosystem. So it has beaches, a coastline which runs all around. It has mountains, it has plantations. Of course, you know about the Sri Lankan tea, which has been existing. The tea industry has been existing for the longest time. So tea, rubber, spices. So these destinations have emerged also as tourist destinations or residential destinations. And the variety of architecture that you can see around also varies from colonial to modern to beachfront to heritage. So what you can see here also are destinations like Galle and the mountain destinations of Kandy, which is the hill destination. And Galle, of course, is a beach destination not very far from Colombo. The ocean is blue, the people are gentle. It's a very rich culture, it's a very old culture. Yet it is modern, and it is an enthusiastic modern new nation, keen on developing and enjoying its peace dividend after many years of strife. So looking ahead, it is now, I think, a new government in place. There's stability. They're handling even the COVID situation very responsibly. It is a very well-connected island to all international hubs. Colombo is well-connected to London, to Dubai, to Singapore. The Sri Lankan diaspora is present in Australia, in the United States, in the UK, in Dubai, in Singapore. And there is a lot of travel, even touristically, into Sri Lanka, as you know. Tourism is, of course, an industry which gets full backing from the government. It's an important exchange earner, and it's becoming more and more of a favored and favorite destination. It's a great stopover for the Maldives. Maldives is right, 40 minutes from Colombo is Maldives, for, I think, a lot of our audience who are probably from Northern European countries or far-flung United States. If you're seeking sunshine, if you're seeking friendly people, great cuisine, and you want to, have an experience of two island cultures, whether it's Colombo or it's the Maldives. This is something that you must come and experience. I think it is a lifestyle which is easy to sell, frankly, because if you have experience in selling sunshine in the south of Europe, like to Spain or to Portugal or to Italy or to such destinations, it is really the same, which applies even to Sri Lankan luxury real estate, because it is really the same thing that you're offering to your clients. And I would really say that you look at this option with interest and I think with curiosity. We are always here to answer all the questions. If there's another slide, please do share. Yeah, there you are. You can see beautiful blue skies. You can see, again, the beaches. So, there's a variety of architecture and destinations. And we're here to answer all your questions.
Thank you so much, Saba. Is this the end of the presentation? Yeah, great. Beautiful country, beautiful presentation. Also, I love the fact that there's so many great infrastructure projects going on, like the port project, that also help with the real estate value going up. One thing that I didn't get, the Sapphire Residence, which obviously is a project, that you have there, that you present, like a 2-bedroom apartment, for instance. What would that cost? Because you spoke before about $500 per square foot. Could we get an idea of a 2-bedroom apartment in that project?
So naturally, the current selling price of a 2-bedroom starts at about the current selling price for a 2-bedroom is about 1.25 million US dollars, and this is for a 2,800 square feet unit, which is comparatively large.
Yep.
If you look at the price range, it is basically it's lesser than even $500. It comes to somewhere about 475, which you cannot buy something in that kind of exclusive development in around South Asia.
Interesting, very interesting, Tyron. And what about, you spoke about your feeder markets, about Germans, Russians, people from Dubai coming from the USA and from UK. What, in your experience, are they looking for? Are they looking for the villa listings, the individual resale listings that you just showed there? Or are they going for the new projects, such as the Sapphire Residences?
So at the moment, Natasha, we initially, before the pandemic, we had a lot of interest coming through on our developments, such as for the villas. But as you may know, villas is a huge thing to maintain and look after. You need a huge amount of people to maintain. So, but anyhow, the interest has completely changed after the pandemic as well. So most of the international buyers or the diasporas who come from overseas are showing keen interest on the apartments, and they have even actually, when we have the lockdown in March to around in May, so we got so many Sri Lankans who were in Sri Lanka. I mean, diasporas who were locked here. They were in Sapphire residencies, and they showed their keen interest. So there is a kind of a serious interest from Sri Lankan diasporas globally to find a secure residence as their home, second home.
Absolutely. And what about financing? So you have an overseas buyer. Can they finance in Sri Lanka?
The policy stands as a simple way, Natasha. If it is a diaspora, yes, you get a facility. It can reach to about 5 to 7 years period for payment period as well. So the bank can facilitate the funds for the customer. But if it is an international buyer, there is a process where need to go to buy. I mean, to have a dual citizen, it's not a difficult process. But as you may know, it's a financial loan, and therefore they need some kind of a security. But apart from that, if you can facilitate that, it's financing is not the issue at all. Because I had a customer, a Canadian customer who was living in Sri Lanka partially and living in Canada. So she basically wants to get a mortgage. So I had discussed with kind of a leading bank. So they basically, she has to apply for the dual citizenship. And it's one case study which I was explaining you in broad.
Great, thank you. Andrew, do we have any questions?
Yes, so I have a couple questions, some related to mortgage, which I think you answered. One is a little bit more specific from Daraj Dewan from India Sotheby's International Realty. And he's asking, what are the loan to value limits? So I guess what would be the max LTV for mortgaging a property in Sri Lanka?
So Andrew, it's a simple question. It's basically Sri Lankan's mortgage facilities. The maximum they provide is about 70% of the property value.
Okay.
That's the the perimeter. That's how it is. It's basically maximum you can go for about 75% for a period of 5 to 7 years year loan, mortgage loan.
Oh, so that's a 5 to 7 year entire period.
Exactly.
It's a very short-term loan. Okay, that's good to know. And also, are the land and developments typically held in freehold and ownership, or leased lands?
So coming to that factor, Andrew, it's apartments are freehold. The legal law in Sri Lanka for foreign buyers is it's above the 4th floor. The properties are freehold. For instance, Sapphire residence is a freehold, and therefore foreigners can buy, and that the law instructs anything above the 4th floor. But when it comes to
I may add there, Tiron, because in India, foreigners can't buy. So any nationality can buy in Sri Lanka. Very well connected. And
that is for apartment only, Akash. But when it comes to individual properties, foreigners can buy, but it's 100% tax. But the government has there's a mechanism where the foreigners can invest, where through a company or with a 99-year lease process, which most of the developers are currently investing in Sri Lanka in that way.
I have another follow-up question from Daraj. Thank you for that, Tyron. Will the Sapphire residences be serviced residences from the hotel?
Yes, that's a plus point for the residents, because if you look at Sri Lankan residents in Colombo, though they are luxury, it's been temporarily given to different service providers, and their service has been omitted within one or 2 years. So there is kind of a variance on the services. But since if you buy a Sapphire residence, the ITC will manage and service the apartments to the best quality standards, which you can expect what they are providing in the hotel as well. So it's a very much a plus point, and most of the customers appreciate that because they understand they are living in both islands, in Sri Lanka, maybe in overseas. So within that period, someone has to maintain. So Sapphire will, ITC will manage it for you.
Great, thanks for that, Tyron. I also have a question from Melinda Jordan. She's in Chicago from Jameson Sotheby's International Realty. She wanted to know how inspections were handled. And another follow-up question was, what are your top US feeder markets, cities?
Akash,
So I'll just mention one thing here, if I may. The coast, the west coast of the United States has the concentration of the IT industry. And as I'm sure our friends in the United States know, Indians and South Asians have excelled in this industry. And hence, it's very likely that the diaspora present in California and in the West Coast, possibly in Seattle, are very well placed people from Sri Lanka who can be tapped in leading industries like Microsoft or Google or Amazon. I'm sure that you can find them. And we have iconic figures, which I think were also shown on our presentation, from the Sri Lankan diaspora who are global leaders in these industries.
Correct.
So
Two of those
really, these are the cities.
from Florida.
We could look at New York, we could look at the West Coast, Seattle, I would say even Miami. I mean, I think the main metros of the United States would definitely have the top professionals from Sri Lanka. Akash, if you have anything to add here.
That's correct. In fact, even our slides had 2 from California, 2 from Florida. And in fact, one of them has just been majorly in the news also. So, one can easily find them. And of course, also, I mean, there's another good catchment areas in Canada. There are a lot of, besides the US, there are a lot of, and especially a lot of doctors who have migrated actually to Canada, and nurses. So that's also a very good catchment area for people looking to upgrade for their parents who are living actually in the country, or they want to, increase what they already have, because of pandemic, everybody wants a bigger home for the family. So that's a great opportunity for inward.
And I would say likewise for Australia and New Zealand.
Yes, correct.
For our friends who are listening, I think what's important to understand is that people from our subcontinent, from India and Sri Lanka, often we go for our education to your countries, and then professionally we get absorbed in these nations like the United States, Australia, UK, and so on and so forth. And then, often they excel and they make those places their homes. But there's a whole lot of family back here, and there's a lot of connection back here. So I think it's a very easy map to trace.
Yeah, and just like in Dubai, there are a lot of bankers and people in the financial field who are Sri Lankans. So the top leading banks will have them, and again, that's also a great catchment area, feeder market for inward as well as outward, because they would also be looking for places in the Middle East for themselves.
And we know that both of your offices, India and Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty, you are truly masters of the referral network. We know that you make it possible to send newsletters then to the agents so they can send it on to their clients. You make it easy for an agent to actually list the listings. And that's what's important. And now also seeing your really fair referral fees, that's, it's interesting, obviously, right? Because it's a great referral fee, 50-50 split from a nice commission. So, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Trying to tap into those people who are interested, perhaps Sri Lankan diaspora who is out there in the US, Canada, wherever, trying to identify them, and then to make it easy for the agents to, to promote Sapphire residences or anything else to his clientele. Andrew, are there any other questions?
No, I'm not seeing any other questions. Nothing in the chat and in the Q&A. Just as a reminder, we will be having our next session next week, which will feature Japan. So please register for that if you have not. And I just also wanted to circle back to Melinda Jordan really quick. That's great that you advised in regard to the technology industry. I see in Chicago, Chicago has a growing Silicon Valley type area there at the Loop. So I would encourage you to make friends there at Grubhub and all of the other Chicago-based big companies like Morningstar as well. Other than that, nope, not seeing any other questions coming in. Any final words, Natalie?
Perhaps just one more point. I mean, obviously we're now trying to identify people who are interested in buying Sri Lanka, but also both Sri Lanka and India Sotheby's International Realty are always interested also to take foreign listings, to put it onto their website and to promote to their clientele. So perhaps also just a message to all of you out there, if you're interested to promote your listings, please do get in touch with Akash Puri, who is the head of international for both India and Sri Lanka Sotheby's International Realty. He would be then putting them on his website, trying to promote them amongst their clientele. India Sotheby's International Realty is really active with, I mean, almost every month there. I see webinars, newsletters. You are truly the masters of promotion. So, you know, do reach out to them, you know, even if it's just to promote your listings to their clientele. It's been a pleasure to see this presentation. You know, in Germany, we are on our almost on our third lockdown now, so it's wonderful to see beaches and, you know, air quality and all of that. Makes you just want to take a flight and come over, visit this beautiful, you know, Sapphire residences. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was really good seeing this. Also, so we have Japan next week on April 8th, and we also have on April 15th Puerto Rico coming. So again, you know, beautiful country in the CALA region that is going to present. Sign up. We love having you, you know, on board, seeing our global webinars. Thank you so much for joining again. And we will be sending follow-up information with the contact details and the recording of the presentation. Thank you so much, and bye-bye to everybody. Stay well, above all.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Register for GNE if you haven't.
True. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye-bye.